So in Schoology, the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to need to download this image. So you click on it and you come down to download image, and it's going to put it in your downloads. Once your image has downloaded, you'll come into Photoshop and you're going to open your image. And mine is in the downloads. I like to sort by date modified so I can find it quickly. And we wait, and there it is. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to utilize the clone stamp tool. Okay, the clone stamp tool on your toolbar looks like a stamp. So I'm going to click on the stamp, and then as you can see, my cursor is rather, or my cloning area is rather large. I'm going to leave it at that, at 202. Because that's okay, because of what I'm cloning, it's okay to be a little bit bigger. Now, the first thing that you have to do, you can't just come on here and start clicking trying to clone stuff. It's not going to work. You have to first, what we call, mark your area that you want to clone. The way that you do that is you place your cursor like kind of outside of where you want to clone, and you hold down Alt on your keyboard. And when you do that, it turns into a little bullseye. So when I hold down Alt, I'm going to left click once. And now my area is marked. So now if I come up here, you'll notice you can see the hint. There's a little bit of a hint of that white and pink hair tie. So I'm going to click, and you can see my cursor up top, but there's also a plus sign at the bottom. That shows what I'm cloning. So I'm going to go over, and you can see I'm making copies. I'm going to come down, fill that in, and there we go. So now let's say I want to clone more, but I don't want to clone this next row. So I'm going to go mark again. So you can mark as many times as you want. Let me mark this last one down here. So I'm going to come down here. I'm going to hold down Alt. I'm going to click. All right, I've set my mark. I'm going to come back up here. And now I'm cloning that bottom row up here on the top. So you can mark as many times as you want, clone as many things as you want. It's kind of fun to do, especially if you have like a face and you clone eyes everywhere. That looks kind of creepy, but it's also funny. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to brighten this image because it's pretty dark. So down in our layers, we have this half circle that's half colored, half not colored. This is our adjustment layer. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go to the brightness, and I'm just going to brighten this image up. I'm going to drag it to what I want. You can adjust the contrast to what you want. And then when you're done, you can, close that little panel there. And then if you want, you'll notice down here in your layers, it added this brightness and contrast adjustment layer. I'm going to add another adjustment layer, but to do that, I need to click back on my background layer. I'm going to come down here and do adjustment layer. And let's do the invert. I'm going to see what that looks like. Well, I kind of like that. So I'm just going to leave that too. And there you go. That'll be my finished product. So the adjustment layers, you can choose whichever ones you want, but I want you to apply at least one adjustment layer to your image. And I need you to clone at least one thing in your image. After you have finished and you're satisfied with your picture, you may either screenshot this page and turn it in. You can go up to File and Export and do a quick export as a PNG. You will save it on your Google Drive. Mine looks a little different, but you'll go to your Drive and hopefully to your folder that you made. I made this one in the video yesterday. Put it in your digital media folder, save it there. You can turn it in that way. It doesn't really matter how you turn it in. I just need to see that it is done. And I think that's it for today.